Hey there, it's YoBo. Welcome back to Life According to YoBo, day 334. Woo! It's a whole lot of good stuff on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. We are continuing in our series entitled, I Know How to Act Like a Lady, but How Do I Think Like a Man? And this is a good chapter that we are in, chapter 9. Once we finish chapter 9, we got one more chapter and we're done with this book. But this chapter is entitled, Don't Chase Him, Replace Him. Now, for the last few days, I've told you about what happens when two women want to fight over a man. Now, these two stories that I told you about, it looks like they've taken it to the extreme. But they didn't start out in the extreme. One started out with a Facebook war. One of them started out with the MySpace war. It just escalated until one person was in the grave and one person was in the cage. And amazingly, when you listen to the women, the two women who were arrested, they both said the same thing. It wasn't even worth it. That's the whole reason we're doing this chapter, because I want you to realize now, it ain't worth you fighting over no man. Look, I'm going to fight over my food. If I got some oxtails, rice, and gravy, some cabbage, some cornbread, some candied yams, some chocolate pie, a big old glass of red Kool-aid on the table, if I leave the room and come back and my food is gone, yeah, it's going to be a fight up in there. I ain't fighting over no man. It's not even worth it. Okay, in the previous day's message, I told you about Tori Emery, killed the woman, she chasing the woman. Oh, Lord, I was up at 3 o'clock in the morning reading all this online because some of the facts that I gave you were wrong. But one thing for sure, she was chasing the car. The detective saw her. He could not catch up with them. See, they put him on the stand. He testified. He said, I witnessed the whole thing. She was going so fast, I couldn't even catch her. But look, this is what I didn't know. The first car with Danielle Booth in it, that's the woman. That was the other woman. The one who got killed was a different name. So see, I had it all messed up. But check it out. The day before, Danielle Booth had requested a restraining order against Tori Emery. So now we got something in writing. Okay, you've been messing with this woman. She done got a restraining order against you. Then when the car was being chased, Danielle Booth was on the phone with 911. And she was telling them that this woman is chasing me. She gave them the woman's name. She told them everything in it. Okay, so now we get to trial. And now we got Tori sitting up at trial. I'm so sorry about what happened. Oh, I realized I wasn't even worth it. I'm so sorry. Okay. All right, you said all that fine. But we got this woman on the 911 call. When you get through talking about how sorry you are, the prosecution plays the 911 call. And there is Danielle Booth giving it to him blow by blow. We're flying down the street trying to get away from her. She coming up on us again. She just rammed the car. And when they're playing this for the jury to hear, you know they're going to come back with a guilty conviction no matter how much you get up there and snot and cry. And then to back it up, one more thing that I just understood this week when I was reading about Rachel Wade and Pretty Boy and Sarah Ludeman. Okay, at the time, I didn't understand during Rachel's trial that the defense was using stand your ground. I didn't know what that meant in 2010, but remember in the Trayvon Martin case, when the man was stalking him and killed that little 17-year-old boy, then he wanted to get on the stand and say, I was standing my ground, I was afraid. And when you stand your ground in Florida, you automatically win. Well, when Rachel tried to use stand your ground in 2010, which I didn't understand, but it makes sense now, when the judge sentenced her, the minimum sentence was 20 years. The maximum was, I don't know what it was, but the judge gave her 27 years. And the judge said, I believe this was intentional. Had this been an isolated case, I could have said you were standing your ground. But you have left multiple voicemail messages for this woman threatening to kill her. I believe it was intentional. Even though they tried her for second-degree murder, the judge gave her an additional 7.5 years because the judge felt it was intentional. But now that was the two little white girls. The little white girl got 20 years minimum. She got 27. Tori Emery, that looked like this, 18 to 60 years. Okay? At least the judge in the little white girl case, he cut it off at 27 years. That's the maximum she's going to do. But Tori Emery, honey, she going to get out somewhere between 18 to 60 years. I guarantee you she ain't getting out in 27 years. Okay, let me get back to this story. I didn't mean to rattle on so much. But I was telling you yesterday, they feuding over a Negro in jail. How in the hell are you arguing over a dude in jail? I understand that women outnumber men, okay? Women, here we are. Okay, let's men, okay? Here we are. Women outnumber men. Okay, by the time we deduct the gay men, there's a bigger gap. By the time we deduct the men who are incarcerated, there's a bigger gap. So now move my hands up. We got a big gap between women and men. So desperate times call for desperate measures. I ain't mad if you want to be somebody's little side piece. I ain't mad, okay? You know your place, like my mom said, as long as you know your place, boo, stay in your place and we ain't gonna have no problems. But ladies, you got to fight over, man. And even with this big old gap, what's wrong with being by yourself? Because you know women outnumber men, and men know women outnumber men. See, in any other culture, this isn't a problem. Western civilization is the law. A man must have one wife. You go to any other culture, women outnumber men because that's just the way God made us. Because men have multiple wives in any other culture. And I got news for you. They got multiple wives in this culture. Honey, don't let the smooth taste fool you. Not all of them. Some of them. Not some of them. Most of them. But as crazy as this story is with Tori Emery and Danielle Booth, only one person won. And that was Crazy Girl's little 3-year-old daughter, because she ain't got to be raised by a fool. Now, I'm going to tell you something else while she's sitting in jail. She going to be in jail a whole lot longer than the dude she was fighting over. And I can guarantee you, he ain't coming nowhere near a penitentiary to see her when he get released. You best believe he got him 1, 2, 3, 4 more women already. All right, y'all come back tomorrow for day 335 of Life According to YoBo. Bye-bye.